you just said that you feel that hopelessness sometimes, and that empty feeling sometimes. And sometimes you even contemplate, like, why do I even exist? Like, why can't I just, people contemplate suicide.
Yeah, but that's pretty much what happened to my world, because I decided to do what it was that I wanted to do,
right,
versus what the Bible told me to do.
Exactly.
Like, just stuff, that the
Yeah.
world would, that in the world, how stuff's so prevalent in the world,
Yeah.
so you really think that, hey, I'm just a regular person.
Yeah.
I've done stuff.
Right.
But
right. And sometimes we think we can sin without no consequence. Right?
And I honestly believe that I am a person that's fleshly. What I did not do, I didn't do what God wanted me to do, because I wanted to do how I wanted to do.
Yeah, it's just like us going our own way. I know what God said to do, but I'm gonna do what I want to do.
Yeah, I did.
And that's what we all have done. So we've after left the path of righteousness and left the path of our own flesh, like you said, fleshy. But see, now our world is completely destroyed based on our decisions or the decisions of somebody else, right? So let me just tell you how people try to fix it. I'll tell you, and I call it the 4 R's of coping, or 4 R's of escape. And you know what a bungee cord is, when I say a bungee cord? So, like, just say I strap a bungee cord to your waist, and you tie it on the wall, anchored to the wall, and you do feel free, and you feel good because you're free for a while, until you start walking, and all of a sudden you start feeling this tension, and it eventually pull you back into brokenness, right? So men use 4 ways to try to fix that empty spot, or that hopelessness that they feel, and what they do is they seek out the relationships to do that. Whether that be they want to fit in, or a husband and wife, or dad and mom, or you know what I mean. They seek that to try to fix it, but Miss Cynthia, that broken people can't fix broken people. So even people that we seek to try to fill that void will eventually disappoint us. Yeah,
Oh,
it's okay.
God,
It's okay. That's okay. That makes sense, though, right, Miss Cynthia?
Yes.
All right. So the next thing people try to use to fill that emptiness void, is they seek after this: success and money and riches. They try to climb that ladder, and let's just say they do get what they got, they still empty. They got to have a little bit more to try to fill it up. It's never enough, right? All right. But it leaves us broken, because some of the saddest people in the world have the most material possessions. People kill themselves. All right. So it's, you feeling some of this, right?
Yes.
The other thing people try to use to try to fill that void is they try, I call it runs. So we got we got riches, or we have relationships, riches, and runs. It quiets your conscience down, and it kind of takes away the guilt feeling you have. Mine was pornography. Some people smoke or drink. Some people drink alcohol. Some people do drugs, shoot up. Some people cut themselves. Some people spend a lot of time working because they try to take their mind, listening to music because they can't listen to their conscience, because of that. They sit long enough and listen to their conscience, they're gonna hate themselves, because their conscience is gonna tell them what they really are. Right?
That's how I am.
Yeah.
I really am like that.
Yeah.
Honestly, I don't even like to be alone.
Yeah.
I don't even like to be alone. That's so sad,
Yeah. But there's good news coming, Miss Cynthia. Remember, I told you the gospel needs good news, because I got to tell you the bad news first. So when you hear the good news, you're gonna be ready to go. So the last thing people try to use to try to fix their brokenness and their emptiness is they use religion. We'll go to church, we'll pray, we'll do all these, take like the Lord's Supper, and we do all these religious activities trying to fix our brokenness. But as soon as you leave that religious activity on Monday through Saturday, it's never really changed you. It's never changed the way you act. You look just like everybody else look, but bless God, you are religious, but you don't look any different than anybody else. We still do all these other things. Think about this. If God exists, and he has all power. If I told you, Miss Cynthia, I'll meet you here tomorrow at 4 o'clock. I showed up at like 5 o'clock, and you say, hey, Pastor T, why was you late? I say, I'm sorry, Miss Cynthia. When I was on my way here, and when I went in to pull up in the parking lot, my car exploded. That's why I'm late. But I look just like I'm looking. What do you think about what I said?
I think you're lying
Yeah.
because you wouldn't look like that.
Yeah, there's no way I can have an encounter
Explosion.
with an explosion and still look the same.
Yeah.
I will be changed,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So tell me, if God exists, right? If he's a living God, and he has all this power, if somebody has had a true encounter with God, but they still look the same, what can you conclude about that person? They still look like the world. They still do everything everybody else do. You have to conclude what?
That they don't.
They didn't have that encounter.
They didn't have that encounter.
Because which
No,
one
they
is more
didn't.
powerful? Having an encounter with an explosion or an encounter with the living, holy God? Which one would change a person more?
I believe to have an encounter with the living God
Yes.
because that's God.
Absolutely. So a lot of
Yeah.
people say they had this encounter with God, but they still living any way they want to live.
Yeah.
You cannot have an encounter with the living God and still be the same person.
Yeah.
That makes sense? So
Yeah.
that's where religion comes in at. So you came from a Jehovah's Witness world. So let me show you an encounter you can have with the
I
living
agree
God.
with.
Right? What you think?
I agree with a lot of stuff that Jehovah's Witnesses believe
I see
in.
that
I
too.
believe in
Yes,
that
ma'am.
as well. But so if I am confused, if you are even confused
Yes, ma'am.
about the way
Yes,
you
ma'am.
treat me, then that couldn't be of God.
I 100% agree. What does it say about our God if we can't love people despite of their falls? That's what God did for us.
Exactly.
So-
Now that is not normal. That is
Right.
direct disobedience. That is
True.
direct.
Right.
And I know that.
Yes, ma'am.
And I just didn't, you helped me to appreciate this morning that, you know, a lot of time we, you know, and just don't want to, there are consequences
There are
behind your
consequences.
actions.
Yes, ma'am.
There are.
Right.
You know, and I guess, you know, the
Yeah.
consequences hurt me bad and
Yeah.
I didn't, you
Yeah.
know, but
Right.